Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Thursday, June 19. In Squiz Kids Today, Pokemon card craze in full swing, Japan's sleeping puffer jacket, Maroons win State of Origin, and saving your grandma from a Facebook scam. That's what's making news, kids style.
The Lowdown.
Hands up who likes Pokemon. Yeah, keep your hand up if you're one of the countless thousands around the world who likes to collect and swap Pokemon cards. Yeah, me too. They're awesome. But there were warnings yesterday as the Pokemon card trading trend hit new heights in playgrounds across Australia to be careful and to focus on the fun as more and more people get caught up in the craze. And that's because there was a news report yesterday finding that there had been a spike in the number of robberies taking place of stores in Australia that sell rare Pokemon cards. And the reason for that is because online, some Pokemon cards are selling for thousands of dollars. And in some really rare cases, and yes, I'm looking at you, Logan Paul, they're even selling for millions of dollars. It's prompted Pokemon experts to urge kids to remember to focus on the fun element of Pokemon collecting and card swapping and not get too caught up in the Logan Paul YouTube madness that is believed to be driving some of the Pokemon-related crime out there. Oh, Pikachu, look at the madness you've gone and created. Meanwhile, in other news, there's been a big meeting of world leaders in Canada this week called the G7. That stands for the Group of Seven, a group of countries that includes the United States, France, the United Kingdom, Japan, Italy, Germany, and Canada. They get together every year to talk about how they can work together to make the world a better place. And our Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, was invited along this year too.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Japan, where a high-tech puffer jacket has just been unveiled, which is guaranteed to send its wearer off to sleep. I mean, trust Japan to come up with something as quirky, high-tech and downright brilliant as this. Imagine you're in class, right? And it's a cold winter's day outside and you're in your puffer jacket and you pull the hood over your head and a ring that you're wearing on your finger that is tracking your biorhythms triggers soothing sounds and gentle lights built into the jacket to make you drift off to sleep. Part clothing, part doona. It's a bed you can wear. And it's 100% genius. I've stuck a link to a story in today's episode notes with photos so you can see it in action. Now excuse me while I pull up my hood and catch some Z's.
Sport time.
Ugh, who am I kidding? There's no time for sleeping, and that's because it's time for celebrating, at least if you're a Queenslander. And that's because despite being written off, despite going into last night's State of Origin Game 2 in Perth as underdogs, the Queensland Maroons pulled off a victory that means the series is now drawn at 1-1. By the skin of their teeth, the Maroons pulled off a 26-24 win. By the tippy tips of their fingernails, they clung to the lead they had established at halftime and held the New South Wales Blues at bay to force a decider. And the blood pressure of the Sunshine State will take at least a week to go back to normal. And that all means that all eyes will now be on Game 3 in Sydney on Wednesday, July 9. State versus state, mate versus mate. May the best team win.
News hounds.
Every Thursday, Squizzy the Newshound sticks his snout into Squiz Kids HQ to report back on fishy things he's sniffed out on the internet. And today, his snout is in full twitch mode because every animal's friend, Dr. Chris Brown, is at the centre of a Facebook fake scandal. And it could be affecting a grandma near you. You know how in Session 8 of our media literacy program Newshounds, we have a whole section dedicated to how to recognise fakes on social media, and a whole role-playing activity where you get to explain to your grandma how she needs to be careful not to believe everything she sees on Facebook? Well, now's the time to revisit that lesson. Because fakers out there on social media are pretending to be the famous Aussie TV vet Dr. Chris Brown, using photos from his actual Facebook account and tricking old people into giving them money. Now, as a newshound, you know better. You know to always stop, think, and check before believing everything you see online. And that's a lesson that you need to take back to your mums and dads and carers and grandparents. Because I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. When it comes to the internet and social media, us adults are not nearly as savvy as you guys are.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. In which country did the big G7 meeting between world leaders take place this week? And I'll give you a hint. They like ice hockey there, and they love a little bit of maple syrup. Yes, of course, it's Canada. Question number 2. In which country has a high-tech puffer jacket cum sleeping bag just been unveiled? Yes, that's right, it's Japan. And I want to get there ASAP. Question number 3. In which Aussie capital city was last night's State of Origin played? Yes, folks, it was the capital of Western Australia, Perth.
Shout-outs.
It's Thursday, June 19. Today is Juneteenth in the United States, an important holiday marking the date hundreds of years ago when African American slaves were set free. It's also a big day for our under-19 men's and women's State of Origin players who will face off on the sunny coast tonight. Good luck to them all. Plus, it's a special day for these Squiz kids celebrating a birthday today. Charlotte from Heathcote, Charlotte from Mount Omni, Marley from the Gold Coast, Sam from Exeter, Hannah from Leppington, Xavier from Gulfview Heights, Juliet from Brisbane, and Miles from Lindfield. And a belated birthday shout-out today goes to Hartley from Greenwich. And classroom shout-outs today go to Class 1-2S with Miss Somerville at Fyans Park Primary School. Class 3-4L with Lee at Oak Park Primary School. Class 6S with Mrs. Sikorsky at Cherrybrook Public School. And Year 6 Jirabuga, which is Echidna in the Yarururu language, at St Mary's College in Broome. And I hope I pronounced that properly. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow with the Kids vs. Adults Weekly News Quiz. Your chance to prove who's been paying the most attention to the week that just was. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.